Hi, I'm Rachel Turniansky, Director of Disability and Inclusion Services at the Center for Jewish Education. In Parshat Nitzavim, we find ourselves on the last day of Moshe's life. He brings all the Jews together for a final message. We're told that everyone is there together, from the elders to the woodchoppers. The Torah specifically mentions woodchoppers and water bearers to show that this contract is between God and everyone. It's not something that just the leaders need to commit to. It's not something just for the Kohanim. It's not something for just the smartest of the smart. This commitment is for every Jew. God tells the Jewish people that not only does this covenant include every person who's there at that moment, it also includes those who aren't there, the generations who haven't been born yet. Right now, this is very relevant to our community. Many of us are connecting to Judaism in a way that's different than ever before. Since March, we've been charged with creating our own Jewish experiences. For those who relied on communal aspects of Jewish life, this has been very challenging. Finding that connection to Jewish life has often meant going to synagogue, Jewish schools, Jewish community events. During this time, we've had to look inside our homes and ourselves to find a way to keep that connection. At a time of year when we're usually ready to renew our covenant with God and Judaism through the beginning of the school year and the beginning of the Jewish year, we're faced with the need to have to carry that burden ourselves. We can't sit back on our laurels and let the rabbi make the holidays and Shabbat meaningful for us. We can't be passive recipients of Jewish education. In Parshat Nitzavim, we learn that the Torah is not beyond you, nor is it remote from you. It's not in heaven. It's not across the sea. It's very close to you, in your mouth, in your heart, that you may do it. In the second parsha, Vayelech, we also learn that Moshe went out and spoke to the Jewish people. Now at this point, on the last day of Moshe's life, he's 120 years old, and the Torah tells us, what is he doing? He's going out to speak to the Jewish people. When the Torah talks about Moshe going out, it brings up an important spiritual concept of what living is really about. Even on his last day, it doesn't just mean physically going out, it means living and growing. Leaving the current spiritual condition you find yourself in and moving into a higher, loftier experience is the true essence of living. Not allowing yourself to become stagnant, because the moment you allow yourself to stop growing is when life truly comes to an end. Once again, right now, we're not going out more than we need to. When it comes to Jewish life, especially older members of our community are told the exact opposite. Don't go out. With the approaching high holy days, it's going to be harder to muster the enthusiasm for a great year ahead. It's important to understand that we have the ability to keep moving. Even if we're not going to the usual places we connect to our Judaism, we can continue to live and grow while staying safe and keeping our community safe. It's within us to keep growing. This year, more than ever, we need to find ways to keep moving Jewishly. I'd love to hear more about ways that you're striving to connect Jewishly. If you're learning in person, how are you managing with all the changes required to make things work? If you're learning remotely, what are your favorite ways to make sure that connection is meaningful, and what are some resources you found? Hope everybody has a great Shabbat and a great year ahead. Shabbat Shalom.